By golly, it's amazing. It sounds like something you'd hear on the radio.
Presenting the Transcription feature.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson.
It's 8:30 New York time. Time to wake up, America, and stump the expert.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Johnny Dollar.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve.
And now meet Dick Calmer as Boston Blackie.
It's the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show, presented transcribed by the makers of Rexall drug products.
And now it's time to meet the men from the ministry.
The Armed Forces Radio and Television Service presents the Bob Hope Show with Les Brown and his band of renown. And yours truly, Bill Goodwin. And now here he is, Bob Hope.
Greetings, I'm Kevin Lauderdale. The Molle Mystery Theatre was brought to you by the shaving cream of the same name. It was thick and brushless. You didn't need to whisk it up before you applied it. Good on those heavy, thick beards. Hipsters would have loved this stuff. The program started in September of 1943 as simply Mystery Theatre on NBC. It was a sustaining show, which meant the network produced it and aired it, but there was no sponsor. By December, it had a sponsor. It aired as the Molle Mystery Theatre until 1948. Then the show bounced around through various sponsors and networks and incarnations until it finally fizzled out in 1952 under the moniker of Hearthstone of the Death Squad. I chose this particular story because it was written by Ray Bradbury. Bradbury was a fan of pop culture, including movies and radio, and from the start, he was interested in writing for the media. Plus, it paid a lot more than the pennies a word he received for his short stories, a rate which, by the way, hasn't changed. Along with original scripts, many of Bradbury's short stories were adapted for radio over the decades. We think of Bradbury as a fantasy and science fiction writer, but he also contributed to the crime genre, including 3 great mystery novels set in Los Angeles, Death is a Lonely Business, A Graveyard for Lunatics, which, by the way, co-stars a fictionalized version of Ray's best friend, Ray Harryhausen, and finally, Let's All Kill Constance. One of Bradbury's earliest sales was not fantasy or science fiction, but crime. Killer Come Back to Me appeared in Detective Tales, July of 1944. Not even 2 years later, it appeared on the Molle Mystery Theatre. For those of us used to the sweet fantasy of Bradbury's stories, or even his science fiction, the hard-boiled noir of this story can be a bit jarring. But it's clever and effective. And, most importantly for 1946, crime does not pay. From May 17, 1946, Molle Mystery Theatre, Killer Come Back to Me.
And now, the Molle Mystery Theatre, presented by M-O-L-L-E. Molle, the heavier brushless shaving cream for tender skins.
Good evening. This is Jeffrey Barnes, welcoming you to the program that presents the best in mystery and detective fiction. Tonight's story is a modern, hard-boiled adventure written by Ray Bradbury and entitled Killer Come Back to Me. Richard Widmark, star of the recent Broadway hit Kiss Them For Me, will play the leading role. Alice Reinhardt, well-known radio star, plays Julie. Killer Come Back to Me is the story of Johnny Brogman, a killer who suffered delusions of grandeur, who thought he was beyond the law. It is a story that demonstrates, once again, that a career in crime is bitter and short.
Say, Mr. Barnes, before we begin, I have some letters here I'd like to read.
Oh, letters from some of our listeners, Dan?
No, these are letters for some of our listeners, men who have tough whiskers or tender skin. And the letters I want to read to them are M-O-L-L-E. You bet, men. Shaving torture ends when you start shaving with Molle, the heavier brushless shaving cream. Yes, sir, with Molle, it's smooth. So smooth. It's slick. So slick. It's a smooth, slick shave you get with Molle. Molle, the heavier brushless shaving cream for tender skins. Yes, Molle is the cream that's heavier, the cream for a hard-to-cut beard or a tender skin. Because Molle is heavier, it not only softens your whiskers, it stands them up straight and lets your razor sail right through them. So you shave faster, closer, easier, and you shave painlessly with Molle, the heavier brushless shaving cream for tender skin. And now for tonight's Molle Mystery, Killer, Come Back to Me.
Got a match, kid?
Huh? Oh, I don't know. Here. Now beat it.
Thanks. Keep your motor running, that's it.
What?
You nervous?
What are you talking about? Who are you? Scram, sister.
The first bank's always the hardest, kid. I've been watching you case that one across the street. Good luck, babyface.
Yes, sir?
Get him up.
Hey, what's this?
Hand over that money. This is stick-up.
All right. Don't
Quick, all of it, or I'll blow your brains out.
Get in the car, kid, quick.
Hey, what the...
Get in.
Get out. Get out, or I'll blast.
Easy with that rod and hang on. I'm driving, see, kid? Wherever you want to go, I'm driving. We're losing him at 80. You picked a good car for a hot one. What's the matter, kid? Scared? Oh, that's all right. Go ahead, cry. You won't be green long.
Shut up. Shut up! Who scared me? Move fast, that's all. Just move fast. Take Highway 43.
Don't be dumb. We'll go my way. I know these Colorado roads like a book. What's wrong? They get you?
No, keep going. I'm all right. I imagine things.
Including that blood on your leg.
I'm all right. Keep going, I tell you. Just keep going.
Oh, we've lost him. How much money?
700?
Chicken feed. Punk stuff.
Punk stuff, huh? Stop the car. Who the devil are you running me around? This was my job.
I'm cutting myself in.
Oh, yeah?
Put away the gun. You're no killer. It's not in your face. Your eyes are too wide open.
I said stop this car.
Okay. I'll spill it. What's bothering you?
Who are you? What's your angle? What do you want?
Want to drive you to a Sawbones first thing. Take care of your leg. Then I've got other plans.
What other plans?
Build you up. Make you a big shot. You see, fella, I've been outside a little while, but I'm coming back in now. With you.
Why me? I still don't get it. Why me?
Well, let's say because I think you got what it takes, and because your face reminds me of a guy I used to know. Well, am I in?
You're kind of pretty, sister, at that. Your hair's like fire. Your eyes...
Never mind that. Am I in?
You're darn well, then. Come here, give me a little kiss.
Don't do that!
What's the matter?
I'm the one who says when on that, too. Remember, from now on, I'm giving all the orders. Get going, Doc. Operate on his leg.
Yes, I will, but please stop waving that gun at me. It gets me nervous.
Get started. Hey, what are you doing with that needle?
Giving him an anesthetic. It's just a superficial wound,
Can
but
it? He's got to learn how to take it, and he'll take his straight. Won't you, kid?
Yeah, sure. Sure, I'll take mine straight.
But to get at that bullet,
You heard him, Doc. One more yap out of you, and...
Yes. All right. Here goes, then. Steady, son.
What's your name, pal?
Johnny.
Mine's Julie.
Hello, Julie.
Want me to kiss you, Johnny?
Yeah, I'd like that a devil of a lot.
How's the leg, Johnny?
Swell. It's getting dark out. Where'd you say we was traveling to?
California. First to San Francisco.
Frisco. Why there? Hey, who are you? Just what's your angle? Why'd you climb in my car this morning at the bank?
Because you were headed for the morgue, and I put you on a detour. You need training. The way you walk, talk, hold a gun. Why, you look like a kid waiting for a ticket in front of a dime movie.
Yeah, but you promised to tell me something else, too, about another guy that I reminded you of. Who?
Okay. Do you remember Ricky Wolf?
Ricky Wolf? The big-time Central City mobster? Oh, my gosh, yes.
I was with him for 5 years.
Yeah. Well, you're Julie Parks. I used to read plenty about you and Ricky Wolf. How is he?
He's dead.
Dead? What are you talking about? Ricky, why, the papers would have been full of it.
The papers didn't know anything about it. Nobody did. Not even his own mob in Central City. I'm the only one that knows. Happened 6 weeks ago in Iowa.
What do you mean?
Somebody killed him and threw his body in the river. They never had a print of his fingers. I was the only one who could identify him, so I hit for Denver and covered up.
Then I came along, huh?
Yeah. And I always wanted to see what I could do with a beginner. Kid, you're only as good as your woman is good. If she's a whiner and a baby and a cat, she'll be on a dead slab in no time. She won't let you think clear. But me, my fingernails are clipped pretty short. That means I'll never rip your back, get it? It's up to you. Well, what'll it be? You want to die tomorrow or 4 years from now?
Is that the way?
That's the way it is. Well?
Julie, I'm glad you came. I wouldn't want to be alone tonight. I need somebody like you. Oh, Julie.
I told you never to do that. I told you I'd say when. If you stick with me, don't you ever forget that you're not a kid anymore. You're not even Johnny Brockman anymore.
Not even Then who am I?
After we hide out in Frisco for a while, where I can teach you everything you gotta know, I'm bringing you back with me to your old gang. You're gonna take over again, get it? You're Ricky Wolf.
Okay, you guys, reach. This is a stick-up.
Oh, lousy Johnny. That's not the way Ricky'd do it. Talk faster. Now try it again.
All right, wait a minute. Okay, you guys, reach.
Bark it out. Bark it out.
Okay, you guys, reach. This is a stick-up.
Okay, Johnny, you're doing all right. You're a natural.
Okay.
Soon I almost won't tell you from Ricky. But you gotta learn how to walk tall and stiff with your guts tucked in.
Oh, have a heart, Julie. What do you expect? Miracles?
One thing more, and you better listen. When you're on top, don't let it go to your head. Lay off the other women, you understand?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
one thing that got Ricky, and that's one thing I'm not kidding about and won't stand for, you get it?
Yeah, sure, Julie.
All right. Now it's time I showed you something. Lamp these pictures, Johnny. Take a good look.
Oh, my gosh,
You recognize yourself?
That's me. Only it's not. It can't be.
It's enough like you to make it worth $100,000 if we work fast. Worth $1 million if we stick it a couple of years. These pictures were snapped when you were boss man of Central City.
Well,
Ricky Wolf ain't dead anymore. He's back from the grave in this room now, sitting right there, and he's going back. Back to Central City to be boss man again. How does it feel being Ricky Wolf?
Being Rick... Julie, you really meant that all along? I mean, my going back is him?
Yeah.
But nobody'd believe it. Stuff like that happens in dreams and books, but we never get away with it. It just don't happen.
It happens to us, Ricky Wolf. It happens to us.
No, Julie, I don't even look like him when you come right down to it for a minute. Yeah, if you look quick, if the light's bad, if you're half blind. But to try to pull a gag like that on his whole mob, the guys who really know him, well, it's crazy, Julie. You want to get us both killed?
Shut up or I'll do the killing now. It's going to work for us and work good because it happens to us. You get it? You get it, Ricky Wolf?
As the curtain falls on Act One of tonight's play, Johnny Brugman finds that being made over into a real tough guy is not as easy as it looks, eh, Dan?
Well, that's right, Mr. Barnes, but you know, it's easy enough to soften up a toughie.
How so, Dan?
Well, for instance, when Tough Whiskers have a man writhing and groaning over his daily shave, all he needs is Molle, the heavier brushless shaving cream. Yes, sir, man, because Molle is heavier, it not only makes softies out of the toughest whiskers, it stands them up straight while your razor mows them down 1, 2, 3. So remember, if you have wiry, hard-to-cut whiskers or a tender skin, shaving needn't be painful. With Molle, you get a smooth, slick shave every time. With Molle, you shave faster, closer, easier, and you shave painlessly. Try it. See if you don't say, it's smooth, so smooth. It's slick, so slick. It's a smooth, slick shave you get with M-O-L-L-E. Molle, the heavier brushless shaving cream for tender skins.
This is Jeffrey Barnes returning you to Act Two of Killer Come Back to Me. Julie Parks, former sweetheart of a dead gangster named Ricky Wolf, has found in youthful Johnny Brugman a double for Ricky. Since Ricky's death is known only to Julie, she plans to present Johnny as Ricky to Ricky's former gang.
Well, this is the big day. Central City, here we come.
Yeah.
Everything depends on you now.
Yeah, sure, okay.
You know the setup.
Sure, we've been over it enough. We park on Spring and 3rd, walk the rest.
Right.
It's a bookie joint.
The biggest horse racket in Central City.
We go through it to the back room, meet the boys. There's Merritt.
He's the main guy to watch. Merritt. Used to be Ricky's right arm. And there's Kelly and Rhodes, and you're sure you remember what they look like?
Sure. You described them all down to the last button.
Okay, then, you know what to do. Take over, Ricky Wolf. Keep going. Straight ahead. The back room.
Back room, huh?
Keep going. I think some of the guys have spotted you, but don't stop.
Well, I'll see. Look who's back. Ricky.
Don't stop. Don't talk. Here's the door. This is it, Johnny. This is it. This is the real test inside. Open the door and take over.
So when the guy kept pestering me, I said, put 10 on the nose.
Hello, boys.
Huh? Say, look. It's Ricky.
Ricky? Well, Ricky Wolf. Well, what do you know?
Hi, Kelly.
But, where you been all this time?
Yeah, where you been?
Hiding out in Iowa, Rhodes. I'm hot, remember?
Yeah, but... Well, when you didn't come back...
You've kind of changed a little, Ricky.
What's up, boys? Hey, Merritt, look. Look who's back.
Hello, Merritt.
Hello. Who are you?
Don't be silly, Merritt. Ain't you glad to see him? It's Ricky.
Yeah? Since when? That's not Ricky Wolf.
What's eating you? You crazy?
That's not Ricky.
Why, you dope.
Hey, wait a minute. That's right. Merritt's right. Take a good look at him. It ain't Ricky at all.
What are you trying to pull, wise guy? You and the redhead.
No, you're right. I'm not Ricky Wolf.
Johnny.
I'm not him at all. I don't have to be. You hear that, all of you? I'm me. I'm myself.
Johnny.
And you, Merritt. You don't count for a hill of beans. I'm taking over.
Oh, yeah?
Drop it. You're covered, Merritt. Drop it or I'll drill you.
Why, you...
Ricky.
Shut up! Who's Ricky?
Look, you can't...
I said shut up! The name's Johnny Broadman. You hear that, fellas? And I'm taking over. Okay. Kelly.
Yeah?
You know what to do. Get moving with this body.
Sure, boss.
You, Rhodes.
Yeah?
Help him. Get your car around the alley on a double. Well, what you waiting for?
Sure, boss. Right away.
Hey, Sammy, catch this rod. Get rid of it.
Yeah, sure.
Now, any of you want to pull out now. Any of you don't like me, say so.
Oh, no, Johnny, you're okay.
Okay, Julie, we're in.
Everything's okay, Ricky. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you Ricky.
Okay. If it makes you feel better, call me Ricky.
Well, sure, boss. Sure.
You know, I like that.
What?
What you just said, those last few words. I like it. You understand?
Sure. Sure, boss. Sure.
Central City. The notorious gang leader, Ricky Wolf, has suddenly sprung to life again, holding the city in a grip of terror. The entire police force has been alerted and is determined to close with one of the most vicious bad men in the history of organized crime.
Well, Dave, how do you like us now, huh? We're sitting right on top of the world. What's the matter, Julie? What's wrong? Look at this millionaire dump we've moved in on. We hit the jackpot, ain't we?
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
From now on, you don't get me to go along on any more of your jobs, boss man.
What?
No Julie at the wheel.
Why not? You got to. You're still my good luck piece.
You remember what I once warned you when you were still a punk? About chasing other women?
Well, who is?
You're throwing a big party here tonight.
Sure. So?
So you're not going to invite Big Nick Venning.
Are you kidding? I gotta meet him. He's the biggest, the boys tell me. Why, I hear he's my... he used to be Ricky's sponsor, sort of.
And a double-crosser with crazy ideas. I know what's up his sleeve. Lay off him. He's poisoned, do you hear? You won't listen to me anymore, you swelled it. I warned you.
Julie, what's gotten into you lately? Why'd you throw out those flowers I gave you this morning?
Because I don't want flowers. And I don't want Big Nick around here.
Ah, go lay a fried egg, sister. Who's taking orders from who?
You're a smart boy, Ricky. Like to see you tomorrow night at my place.
What about, Nick?
Oh, have you forgotten? You shouldn't have stayed away so long, Ricky. We've been planning this thing for 2 months. The biggest job ever pulled. You were in on it. Remember, Ricky?
Keep talking.
A job too big for any one mob. So I got some smart boys in on it from Chicago, New York. 25 of them. For the fanciest day's haul anyone ever heard of. And you're heading it, kid. You and your boys. It's a fortune for all of us. $10 million. Remember, Ricky?
10 million. Yeah, sure. I remember. Keep talking.
Gold bullion. Coming in on a freighter from Japan. Government stuff.
Hey, wait a minute. Government stuff. We gonna tangle with them?
Come over tomorrow night. Get all the dope. And then, if you don't want to...
I'd like to... Oh, pardon me.
Oh, that's all right, Fanny. Well, Ricky, since you come back again, I suppose you'll be taken up with my secretary once more, huh? She'll be there tomorrow, too, by the way. You remember little Franny? You two are beginning to be great friends. Well, say hello.
Ricky and I have already met again, Nick. A lot.
Yeah, that's right, Nick.
Well, say, Ricky, you don't let any grass grow, do you?
Come over tomorrow, Ricky, won't you? I'd like to see you.
Okay. If you say so, I'll be there.
This is Jeffrey Barnes again. In just a moment, we'll bring you Act 3 of Killer Come Back to Me.
Here's something for dandruff sufferers to keep in mind. Many ordinary hair preparations are no more effective for combating dandruff than plain water is, for they merely do what plain water does, that is, remove loose dandruff. But a scientific product called double danderine does more. It actually works where most ordinary hair preparations fail. For double danderine kills the germ that many outstanding authorities contend is a cause of a common type of dandruff. Yes, and it actually kills this germ on contact. Even in the most stubborn cases, double danderine has given remarkable results. Now, the amazing effectiveness of double danderine is due to a special ingredient called Alzan, an active antiseptic so highly efficient that many hospitals use it. And among hair preparations, double danderine and double danderine alone has it. So try double danderine and see if you don't agree that most ordinary hair preparations can't compare with its dandruff-combating effectiveness. If you're not completely satisfied, return the empty bottle and get your money back. Buy double danderine at your druggist's.
Johnny?
Huh?
Johnny, where are you going?
Out. Got a date.
With Nick? Is he trying to sell you that crazy scheme, too, like he did Ricky? Are you going to see Nick?
Yeah.
And his Franny? You're not going down to Nick's tonight.
Get away from that door, Julie.
You're staying here. This is one job you're not handling, see? Do you realize what you're up against? It's the FBI you're tangling with this time, and that's a sure ticket to a slab. And so is that Franny dame.
That's my business.
You might as well know this. She came between us before, me and Ricky, and now it's all started all over. Oh, don't go. Please don't go. I want you to stay with me, Johnny.
Julie, you mean that? Baby, that other dame wouldn't mean a thing to me. Come here, Julie. Come on, come closer. Let me kiss you. You haven't let me kiss you tonight.
Oh, Ricky. Ricky.
What did you say?
I didn't mean it.
You said Ricky.
No.
I'm Johnny. You're in my arms and you cry, Ricky.
It just slipped out.
You love him. You love a dead man. Sure, I should have guessed. You made me over. You made me look, walk, talk like him so you could have him again.
No, please,
you
Johnny.
You don't love me. You tried to dig up Ricky from the grave.
No.
Sure, it all adds up now.
Johnny, think anything you want to, but don't go out that door tonight. You'll get killed.
You afraid I'll get killed or that Ricky will die all over again? You couldn't stand that, could you?
No, I couldn't stand it. Don't you see, Johnny? We're both the same. You don't want me. You know what you want. You want somebody you can cling to, somebody to take care of you, and I want Ricky.
Don't say that!
We met in front of a bank, Johnny, you and I, and we both wanted something. And we tried to get it, and it fell apart in our hands. Oh, take me in your arms. Hold on to me. Hold on to me tight. Oh, Ricky.
Said it again.
Oh, don't.
I'm Johnny Brogman. I'm myself. You got that? The whole world, you got that? I don't need a woman to lean on. Not my mother, not Julie, not anybody. Get away from that door. I'm going.
No, I won't let you.
Where are you going, Julie? What are you doing at that window? Leave that shade alone. Keep away from there. Who are you signaling?
You listen to me. I killed you once before, Ricky Wolf. And now you're going to die all over again.
Who are you?
Too late. There was a tip-off down the road. You're here, see? I would have given you one last chance. I was trying to. We could have both taken a powder, but that shade means you're here right now.
Oh, you lousy...
Think your way out of this, Ricky. You're going to die all over again. No!
Oh, yeah. Wrong number, sister. This ain't Ricky. This is Johnny Brogman.
Ricky.
All right, there. Come on out, Ricky Wolf.
What?
The house is surrounded.
Julie, what's this light? What's this searchlight they've thrown in here? Who is that?
This is the FBI, Ricky.
Get that light out of my eyes! What do you want with me? Julie, honey, tell me what to do. I don't know what to do, Julie.
Throw out your gun and come out with your hands up. I'll give you 30 seconds, Ricky Wolf.
Oh, Ricky, I'm not Ricky, I'm Johnny. I'm Johnny Broadman. Come on, Julie, tell him who I
am. At the tear bar, Ricky. Just to show you we mean business.
Julie. Julie, what'll I do? Julie, honey, don't die. Please help me. Help me like you used to, Julie.
10 seconds left, Ricky.
No, don't shoot. Julie, please give me the word.
5 seconds, Ricky.
Honey, I'll get the chair. I know I'll get the chair, and I don't want to die, Julie, baby. I don't want to die. I'm not Ricky. Julie, what do I do now?
And now this is Jeffrey Barnes again, inviting you to be with us next week when the Mystery Theater presents Goodbye, Darling, by Hench Warner. Goodbye, Darling concerns a woman's cold-blooded scheme to murder her husband. It's a story full of action, suspense, and a breathtaking kind of quiet horror. It'll keep you on the edge of your chair every minute. So be sure to join us next week when we present Goodbye, Darling.
The original music for the Mystery Theater is composed and conducted by Alexander Sandler. Killer Come Back to Me was written by Ray Bradbury and adapted for radio by Joseph Ruskall. Richard Widmark and Alice Reinhardt were featured in tonight's program. This is Dan Seymour saying goodnight until next Friday at this same time when the Mystery Theater presents Goodbye, Darling.
Tonight's radio theater presentation came to you from our RCA building studios in New York. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
As a back-to-school treat, we're returning to Parky's restaurant for another episode of Meet Me at Parky's. Comedian Harry Einstein, who is the father of Albert Brooks and Bob Einstein, a.k.a. Super Dave Osborne, worked in the 1940s and 50s under the persona of Parky Carcass, Parky for short. The conceit was that Parky was a malaprops-prone Greek restaurant owner. Parky appeared on the Eddie Cantor and Al Jolson shows, and then from June of 1945 to July of 48, on his own show, Meet Me at Parky's. First on NBC, then Mutual. The show was set at Parky's restaurant in Hollywood. For anyone who's unsure of the political correctness of Parky's speech, just listen to the other characters in the show, particularly the itinerant salesman Orville Sharp in this episode. Sharp is played by Sheldon Leonard, who frequently appeared on The Jack Benny Show in a similar role as a tout. He's just as inarticulate and prone to malapropisms as Parky. If you're one of those people who routinely skips the song portion of these comedy shows, do yourself a favor and listen to The Old Lamplighter. Yes, it's old-fashioned and sentimental, but it's also lovely and sweet. And once again, the sponsor is a cigarette company. The biggest threat from cigarettes back then was throat irritation, not cancer. What a world, what a world, what a world. Gunga Din is not an academic title. It was, first, a poem by Rudyard Kipling, published in 1892, then the famous 1939 film starring Cary Grant, Victor McLagan, and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. It's about an Indian water bearer named Gunga Din in British India who saves the life of a British soldier. Although the British constantly mistreated him, when Dean dies in battle, the narrator finally realizes, "Though I've belted you and flayed you, by the living God that made you, you're a better man than I am, Gunga Din." Joe couldn't get a telephone. is a line here. It's November of 1946, and the post-war boom in construction and population means there's a shortage of telephones and phone numbers, etc. This wouldn't really be rectified until the late 1950s, early 1960s. A lot of people had to share lines. Those were party lines. The whole business about a key is a reference to Phi Beta Kappa. Phi Beta Kappa is a college honor society which recognizes the top academic achieving undergraduate scholars at many U.S. colleges. Members receive keys, a small watch fob-like medallion engraved with the 3 Greek letters, the image of a pointing finger, and 3 stars. And finally, though this episode is almost 70 years old, Parky's comments at the end on necessity and yet underpayment of teachers is just as applicable today as it was back then. Sorry to see some things have not changed. But enjoy. From November 10th, 1946, Meet Me at Parky's. Teachers Wanted.
Has anybody got a match? Thanks. Now I can light an old gold for a treat instead of a treatment and listen to Meet Me at Parky's. From Hollywood, California, the makers of Old Gold cigarettes, the treasure of them all, invite you to Meet Me at Parky's. So come along to Parky's restaurant and say hello to Opie Cates, his clarinet and his orchestra, Joan Barton, Sheldon Leonard, Patty Bolton, Elliot Lewis, Peter Leeds, and our genial host, the star of our Old Gold show, Park Your Carcass!
Just look at this newspaper. Trumble, trumble, trumble. Everything what you read in the newspapers today is just trumble. Somebody's killed, everybody is wants for to fight each other. Sophie Glotz is getting a divorce. Oh, my. So many divorces, especially out here in Hollywood. I heard 2 kids talking yesterday. One kid says to the other, "Who's your father?" He said, "John Jones." The other kid said, "He's not so hot. I had him last year." Yeah, the only interesting thing what it is in the newspapers today is the weather reports. That is a wonderful thing, the weather reports. All you got to do is look in the newspapers. That tells you if it's raining outside. Here it is here. Temperature for today, maximum 74, minimum 45. Precipitation 97, University of Southern California 6. Boy, that precipitation has got some team. Oh, well, let me for to see what they're advertising over here in the calcified section. I love for to read those calcified ads.
Hello, Parky.
Oh, hello, John.
Anything exciting in the newspaper?
No, nothing much. Hey, what is this ad over here? Listening to this. Teachers Wanted. We have immediate openings for teachers in the following subjects: mathematics, ancient history, English, Latin, and Greek. Apply to Mr. J. Somers, principal, 9553 Burton Avenue. You hear that, John? They want somebody for to teach Greek. That would be a good job for me.
But, Parky, you're not a teacher.
I know, but I'm a Greek. You know something, John? That has been my life's ambition for to be a teacher. Yes, whenever little children comes up to me and ask me all kinds of questions, I love that. I'd love it even more if I knew the answers. but Greek, that is a cinch for me. I was talking Greek when I was 2 years old. You know something? Even today, everyone says that even my English sounds like Greek.
But, Parky, speaking Greek and being able to teach Greek are 2 entirely different things.
No, not for me, John. You see, I got teaching in my blood. Yeah, I remember when I first opened up my restaurant here 19 years ago, I used to hire people without no experience, just so I could teach them everything what I know about the restaurant business. I had to cut it out, you know.
Why?
Well, they stayed with me for 2 months, and then they'd go across the street and open up a restaurant and be my competition. That was no good.
Well, Parky, I can't help but admire your ambition to be a teacher. It's a fine profession. It's wonderful to be able to mold the youth of America.
Yeah, I don't know why they got for to mold the youth of America, John. Some of them is pretty moldy already. Oh, my.
Hello, John. Hi, Parky.
Hello, Opie.
Hello, Hoppy.
Hey, Parky, how about another cup of coffee?
Yes, sir. It's coming right up, John. You please bring that man another cup of coffee.
Right away, Parky.
Yeah. Say, Hoppy, did you brought me an apple?
An apple?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't bring you no apple.
You didn't? Then, Hoppy, Kate, you could go and stand in the corner.
Stand in the corner?
Yes, and you could write in the blackboard I was naughty 25,000 times. Now, please, step right up here and let me examine your fingernails.
You want to see my fingernails?
Yes.
Say, what is this? Okay, here, look at him.
Say, Uppy, are you in the real estate business?
Oh, that?
Yes.
Yeah, well, one of these days I'm going to get rid of all that stuff.
No, you better hold on to it for a while. You'll make a bigger profit. Somebody might want to build a house on it or something.
Hey, Parky, what's all this stuff you're talking about? Have I got an apple? Stand in the corner. Bring a note from my parents. You sound to me like you're a teacher or something.
No, not yet, Uppy, but let me read you an ad what they got in the papers here. Teachers wanted. We have immediate openings for teachers in the following subjects: mathematics, ancient history, English, Latin, and Greek. Now, Uppy, that is a perfect job for me because that's my nationality, you see.
Your nationality?
Yes.
Parky, I didn't know you was a mathematic.
No. I don't be no mathematic. I'm a Greek.
Oh.
Yeah, the mathematics, they live hundreds of miles away from me. They live in our country, which is called mathematic septicemia, you see. It's a separate country, way off, all by itself, just like Texas, you know.
Oh, Parky, are you serious about going to be a teacher?
Of course I'm be serious, sure.
Well, what are you going to do with your restaurant business?
Well, I'll sell it. Like to buy it?
Me buy it?
Yes.
Where'd I get all that money?
Oh, you don't got to pay cash. You could give me so much down and then so much a month.
So much down?
Yes.
How much is so much?
Oh, $2,000.
$2,000?
Yes.
That ain't so much. That's too much.
Yeah.
Well, what do you know? So you're going to be a teacher, huh?
Yes, Hoppy, this is going to be my big opportunity. I'm not going to pass it up either. Oh, how proud my parents would have been if they knew I became a teacher. Let me see here. What is that principal's name? J. Summers. He don't say no telephone number here. I guess what you're supposed to go over there to see him personally. 9553 Burton Avenue. Yes, sir, I'll go over there right now and tell him that he's don't got to look no further for someone for a Greek teacher. Where's my hat? Hoppy, I'll see you later. If anybody's come here ask for a hamburger with onions, just tell him that the professor is out.
And now for a treat instead of a treatment. Old gold singing star, little Patty Bolton, sings The Old Lamplighter.
He made the night a little brighter wherever he would go. The old lamplighter of long, long ago. His snowy hair was so much whiter beneath the candle glow. The old lamplighter of long, long ago. You hear the patter of his feet as he came toddling down the street. His smile would hide a lonely heart, you see. If there were sweethearts in the park, he'd pass a lamp and leave it dark, remembering the days that used to be. For he recalls when dreams were new, he loved someone who loved him too, who walked with him alone in memories. He made the night a little brighter wherever he would go. The old lamplighter of long, long ago. That's why we love him so. The old lamplighter of long ago.
Sometimes I get the feeling there's a new fashion in cigarette smoking. Seems to me people are smoking thermometers and test tubes instead of cigarettes. Just think of all you hear about cigarette laboratory tests and medical claims about smoking and throat irritation. Well, to those of you who are still old-fashioned enough to smoke for pleasure, to those of you who'd rather have a treat instead of a treatment, I say just try an Old Gold. But I must warn you, when you smoke an Old Gold, you're not taking part in a fancy scientific experiment. All you're doing is having a swell time, enjoying the finest blend of the finest tobaccos money can buy. Old Golds are made by folks who've been associated with the best in quality tobaccos for nearly 200 years. We're tobacco men, not medicine men. We want to give you pleasure, tobacco pleasure. And every modern technique known to tobacco science is concentrated on one thing in an Old Gold: to give you a cigarette that's absolutely the last word in rich, mellow, deep smoking enjoyment. Sure, take care of yourself and your throat and everything else. But listen, we're talking about pleasure now. And that's why we say anytime you want a treat instead of a treatment, treat yourself to a pack of Old Gold.
$9553 Burton Avenue. This is 9400. Must be one more block. Professor Parky, say, that sounds wonderful. And if I make good as a professor, who could tell? Maybe in a couple, 2, 3 years, they would make me a dean. Then if I make good as a dean, maybe they make me a Gunga dean. I don't know.
Oh, hello, Mr. Parky.
Hello.
You don't remember me, do you? I'm Joe's friend.
Joe? Oh, yes, you're the fellow I met here 3 weeks ago. Told me about Joe.
That's right.
You know something? You must got me mixed up with somebody else. Ever since when I met you, I've been laying awake in bed every night trying to figure out who is Joe.
Well, if you want to find out who Joe is, come with me right now. They're throwing a party for him over at Jim's office.
Jim's office?
Yeah. Right across the street from where Jack Tobin lives. You know Jack Tobin.
No Jack Tobin? I don't even know Jim. Who is Jack Tobin?
Howie's brother. The fellow who owns the garage.
The garage? What garage?
The one on the corner right next to Al's store.
Al's store? Which Al?
Al, the guy who's married to Helen.
How did Helen get in here? Who is Helen?
Helen's the one who's thrown the party for Joe.
I see.
What do you say? Do you want to go?
No, I'm awful sorry. I couldn't go to Joe's party now. Yes.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yes.
Joe's going to be awful disappointed.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
Do me a favor, will you?
What?
Please call up Sarah and explain why you can't come.
Yes. Call up Sarah. Who is Sarah?
Well, you see, Joe couldn't get a telephone, so Sarah's taking all his calls.
Sarah's taking his calls?
Yeah. I don't know Sarah's last name. You see, I'm no good at names at all.
So far, you're doing all right. You know something, mister? I'm talking to you for 3 weeks. I don't even know your name.
Oh, that's right, you
Yes,
don't.
yes.
My name is Wilbur.
Wilbur. Yes.
But everybody calls me Stinky.
Okay, well, goodbye, Stinky.
Goodbye, Mr. Parky.
Yes. You know something? That man must be 100 years old. We take him at least that long to get to know all those people. Oh, look who's coming now. Is that faker Orville Sharp. Oh, my, I'll never get to see Mr. Summers, the principal, now. Everything happens to me.
Well, if it ain't my old friend, Mr. Parky, am I correct?
Yes, Mr. Sharp, you are correct, yes.
Hey, what you doing over in this part of town? You going to Joe's party?
No, look, Mr. Sharp, I am done going to Joe's party. I don't even know Joe.
What's the difference? I don't know him either.
Look, Mr. Sharp, I don't got no time to go to no parties. You see, I'm going over to get a job as a teacher.
Oh, you're going to be a teacher, eh?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Who you buying your teaching supplies from?
Teaching supplies?
Yeah.
You are got to buy teaching supplies?
Of course. You know, lots of people don't realize that.
Tell you the truth, I didn't realize it either. Tell me, Mr. Sharp, what kind of supplies these teachers got for the head?
Well, Teachers gonna have a whole assortment of supplies, especially if they're just starting in a business like you are. See? Now, for $200, $200, I can give you what I call my number one assortment, which consists of 5,000 different marks.
5,000 different marks?
Mm-hmm. You see, gotta have all kinds of marks to use when you correct them papers.
Have to have marks to correct the papers?
Uh-huh.
What kind of marks?
Oh, all kinds of marks. Marks like 100% it, 80% it, 60% it, 30% it, and bring your father to school. I want to talk to him. Now, besides that, you're going to have a whole lot of assorted punctuation marks.
Assorted punctuation marks?
Yeah. You know, when them kids hand in them papers and they leave out those punctuation marks, you got to have them so that you can stick them in.
Never heard of an assortment of punctuation marks.
Sure. Now, in this assortment, we give you a big variety of commas, pirouettes, some semi-collar buttons, expiration points, and button hooks.
Button hooks?
Yeah.
What kind of punctuation marks is button hooks?
Those are the things you put at the end of a question.
That's question marks, not button hooks. Look, Mr. Sharp, I'm not going to spend no $200 for lots of punctuation marks. I don't go for to need them anyways because I'm going for to teach Greek. And the way what I teach it, I don't use no punctuation marks.
How about my grade B assortment for teachers?
Yeah, what's your grade B assortment?
Well, for $100,
Yes.
$100, see, I give you 5 boxes of chalk, 4 blackboard erasers, a pointer, 6 copy books, 5 quarts of ink, and a box of wonderful school pads. Hey, I just happen to have a box of them school pads with me. Yeah. There you are. You can read it right on the box. School pads.
Yes, sir. School pads. Mm-hmm. These are Dr. Scholl's corn pads.
Use them for the pupils or at the foot of the class. Now, if you buy this assortment today, I will throw in at no extra charge 3 dozen electric light bulbs.
Electric light bulbs? Why does a teacher need electric light bulbs?
In case you teach night school.
Look, Mr. Sharp, if I'm ever teach night school, I'm done going for to bring my own electric light bulbs. If I'm willing for to stay up nights, the least what the school could do is furnish the electricity. Besides, I don't going to spend $100 for that.
Okay. Hey, look, brother, look. You want to be a teacher, don't you?
Yes.
Well, you got to spend something. Would you like to spend, say, $50?
$50? What kind of assortment do I get for $50?
Oh, you don't get no assortment for $50.
You don't?
No. For $50, all that we can give you is a little key.
Little key? What kind of a key?
Well, it's a key that you wear on your watch chain to show that you're a smart guy, you know. One of them keys that you get when you belong to a secret fraternity.
Secret fraternity?
Yeah. You know, like Fido Bates Kaplan.
Fido Beach Kaplan? What is that?
Oh, you mean to say that you never heard of Fido Beats Kaplan?
No, I didn't.
Ever hear of a secret fraternity called Epsom Salts Pie?
Epsom Salts Pie?
Yeah.
No, I never heard of that one either.
Ever hear of the sweetheart of Stigma Chew?
Sweetheart of Stigma Chew.
That's right.
Look, Mr. Sharp, I'm not going to spend no $50 just for a maternity key, what it shows what I belong to the sweetheart of Stigma Chew. I don't want
Okay. Well, tell me, what's it worth to you to get a beautiful key to hang here on your watch chain?
Well, I didn't know what teachers are supposed for to wear any keys in their watch chain at all, but you say I got them, maybe I could spend $1.25, $1.30.
What? For $1.30, you expect me to give you a key that'll make you look extinguished?
Yes.
For $1.30, you want me to provide you with a key that shows that you're a smart professor?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take your $1.30. I'll give you a key.
You will?
A skeleton key.
Yeah. A skeleton key?
Yeah.
How's with that look if I wear a skeleton key hanging on my watch chain?
No, you don't hang it on your watch chain.
No?
Nah, you hang it on your ear.
On my ear?
Yeah.
Why should I wear a skeleton key on my ear?
Because you're dead from the neck up, that's why. Goodbye, Mr. Parky Carcass.
Goodbye, Mr. Sharp.
Here's another treat instead of a treatment. Old Gold presents Opie Cates, his clarinet and his orchestra, playing Dig-a-Dig-a-Doo. Are you a cigarette smoker or a guinea pig? Well, strange question, perhaps, but sooner or later you'll have to face it. Because there sure is a lot of talk about cigarette laboratory tests and such, as if a smoker is a mechanical thing and not a person with tastes. Well, Old Golds are for cigarette smokers only, not guinea pigs. Old Golds are for folks who go in for pleasure. The pleasure of fine tobaccos marvelously blended. The pleasure of smooth, mellow smoke rolling luxuriously on the tongue. Ah, there's a downright miracle of taste, aroma, and all-around goodness in every Old Gold cigarette. Just try an Old Gold. Then you'll know what we mean when we say, if you want a treat instead of a treatment, treat yourself to a pack of Old Golds. Ask for them at your tobacco counters. Look for them in the cigarette vending machines.
Here it is, 9553 Burton Avenue. This is the address where the principal's lives.
How do you do?
How you do? Do you be Mr. Summers, the principal of the school?
Oh, yes, I am.
Well, I seen you had in the papers what you need teachers.
Oh, yes. Come right in.
Thank you very much.
Now, please sit down so that we can talk.
Yes.
I'd like to find out something about you. You don't mind if I interrogate you, do you?
No, I don't mind. I don't even mind if you ask me a few questions.
I see. Now, what did you say your name was?
PARKY'S.
PARKY'S?
Yes.
Now, Mr. PARKY'S.
Yes.
Can you tell me something about your teaching experience? Of course, you're aware of the fact that school registrations are larger today than ever before. Our classrooms are just overflowing.
Yes.
Therefore, it's most vital that our teachers have experience in teaching vast assemblages.
Oh, I didn't want to teach vast assembly. I wanted for to teach Greek, you see.
Yes.
Yes.
What schools did you say you taught in, Mr. Parky?
Schools? Tell you the truth, I never taught in no schools.
Oh, then you've had no actual teaching experience.
Well, not exactly, but I suppose what everybody has got for to start sometimes. I mean, after all, everybody who's a teacher now was born with a ruler in his hand.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
Of course, ordinarily, we'd insist that any teacher that we engage should have several years of intensive teaching experience. But considering the tremendous shortage of teachers today, we've been forced to make an exception here and there.
Mr. Summers, I would appreciate it very much if you could make an exception for me because, you see, all my life I wanted so much to be a teacher.
Well, that's very laudable, Mr. Parky.
Yes.
Tell me something about your own education. Are you a Ph.D.?
No, I'm not. I'm an elf.
An elf?
Yes.
I see. What university did you say you were graduated from?
Tell you the truth, I didn't exactly graduate from no university.
Oh, you mean you didn't finish?
I didn't even begin.
Oh. You just went to high school?
No, not exactly. I never gone to high school either.
You mean you only completed grammar school?
No, you see, my parents, they couldn't afford to let me to go to grammar school. I had to go out to work right after I finished kindergarten, you see.
How interesting. Well, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Parky, but I'm afraid you haven't exactly the proper qualifications to become a teacher.
Oh.
You see, my friend, teaching requires a very exacting educational background. It necessitates graduating from an accredited college, and then it's most desirable for one to attain a doctor's or master's degree, which, of course, means postgraduate work of 2, 3, or even 4 years after one finishes college.
Oh, you mean teachers got to go to grammar school, then to high school, then to college, and then go back to college for another 4 years?
Yes, that's about the size of it.
Oh, my. That sounds like what the teacher spends more time in school than the pupils, huh? But I suppose it's worth it, because then when you come out and finally become a teacher, you could make lots of money, huh?
Money?
Yes.
No, my boy, I'm afraid teachers don't make a lot of money.
No?
In fact, the biggest reason for this great shortage of teachers is due to their being so very much underpaid.
Oh.
You know, the teaching profession does attract a large number of fine people because of the love of teaching itself.
Yes.
But a good many of us like to eat, too.
Yes. Tell me, how much is that teaching job what you're advertising for pays?
Well, our salaries are a little higher than most teachers because, you see, we're in a large city.
Yes.
Our teachers get $150 a month.
Yeah, well, that's good. $150 a month?
Yeah.
That's only about $35 a week.
It's $34.61, to be exact. You see, I know because I've had to count every penny many times.
$34.61 a week for a teacher? I pay my dishwasher $8 a day. That's $48 a week. And I know what he didn't go to no colleges either. I know that.
Oh, yes, dishwashers are far better off financially than teachers. But then perhaps it's more important to polish a plate than to polish a person's character and mind.
Yeah, $34.61 for an important person like a teacher. Why? Without teachers, could have no doctors and no scientists, no great writers. Teachers, well, those are the people what lays the foundation so that our whole country that could be built strong on it.
Well, that's very well put, my boy.
Yeah.
We should send you around to plead our case for it. But I suppose there isn't very much we can do about it.
Yes, Mr. Summers, there is something what we could do about it. But you and me couldn't do it alone. We need everybody in this country to help us. Yeah, if everybody would make those who are responsible for these teachers' miserable salaries know what we don't like it, then maybe they decide to pay the teachers a decent living. Yes, all of us should make our school committees and our boards of education and our mayors and our legislatures and our governors and our congressmen, our senators, even the president realize how important it is to have teachers. And good teachers and enough teachers. Let them know that we as taxpayers want them to spend our money to pay these teachers what they're really worth. A decent living, and that will return tremendous dividends to us. Yeah, Mr. Summers, It shouldn't take much brains for to figure out but there can be no better investment in the future of our country than in our own children.
Meet Me at Parky's is written by Hal Fernberg and Parky Parker. This is Art Gilmore saying goodnight for Old Gold.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
KFI, Los Angeles, Earl C. Anthony Incorporated, California distributor of Packard Motor Cars.
That's your old-time radio fix for this week. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Be sure to subscribe to The Chronic Rift on iTunes or visit us frequently at chronicrift.com.
What a voice. What a voice. Simply means ink. A dink-a-doo, a dink-a-dee. Good night, folks. Signing off.
Uh-oh. I guess now it's up to me. It's Sydney or the bush. Here it is. Yes, ma'am? The word is insecure? Yes, that's a word I'm well acquainted with. Insecure. I-N-S-E-C-U-R-E. Insecure.